Hi, I'm Dani Gasparini, and welcome to this segment of Penn Voice. I am joined today by Anna Klanjac, who is with the San Mateo County Health Services. She is the Breastfeeding Services Supervisor. Did I get that right, Anna? It was a mouthful. But we want to talk today a little bit about the Wic program. But before we do, tell us a little bit about yourself and the whole organization, so San Mateo County Health Services, and then we have the health system, and then we have your program within it. So sort of tell us a little bit about how that all fits in together.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm very happy to be talking about the Wic program. It's an amazing program. The Wic program is a federally funded program, and our funding comes through the state Wic program and then to the Family Health Services division of the health system. So that's how it is administered. The Wic program has been around for about 44 years, so it's a very important program, a very wonderful support program for our families. We're a nutrition education and breastfeeding support program for families in the community. A lot of people know about Wic because of the checks that we give out for healthy foods, right. But we're much more than that. We really are meant to be to create and foster a sense of community with our families and support them through the journey of pregnancy, breastfeeding, and parenthood.
And then where do you typically work out of?
We have 7 offices to serve our county. We have one in East Palo Alto, San Mateo, Redwood City, South San Francisco, Daly City, and we also serve the coast in Half Moon Bay. So we're pretty much throughout the county. So
you mentioned that whenever we hear of sort of breastfeeding services, we think post-delivery, but you're working with moms prior to delivery as well. How do people find you, or what are they involved in their pregnancy phase?
Many times our moms are coming directly from their healthcare providers. So if they're pregnant, their doctors will make a referral for Wic. But many times our program is really shared from women to women. We're very popular in that sense. So it's very easy to be involved and participate in the Wic program.
So once someone finds you and they come to one of your locations, and typically you're seeing them in their pregnancy phase, then you're talking with them about nutrition programs throughout their pregnancy as well as post-delivery in nutrition and also breastfeeding.
Yes. So our program is very dedicated to support moms to make sure that they have a healthy pregnancy, because we want a healthy baby, and we know that nutrition is key for that. And we also really support them in their breastfeeding goals. So we have breastfeeding support for them with mother-to-mother support. We have breastfeeding peer counselors, and all of our staff is trained to give basic breastfeeding support over the phone or in person.
So is there, obviously the Wic program is here to ensure that these kinds of nutrition programs are available to infants and to moms, and knowing breastfeeding can be a scary kind of thought, and sometimes as moms out there know, in the beginning it's not always an easy process, but you're here to talk them through all of that in their pregnancy phase and what to expect, and then obviously talk them through post-delivery all of their nutrition needs and about breastfeeding. And I know that you also have supplies that help young families outside of just even the breastfeeding services with diapers and all sorts of other things.
Well, the Wic program is really about supporting moms through their pregnancy to prepare them and talk to them about what other challenges they may see with their experience breastfeeding. Maybe they had a difficult experience in the past, so during pregnancy we'll talk to them and prepare them to make sure that they have all of the tools to be successful and breastfeed as long as they've set themselves for. And yes, we have other services within the Wic program that support breastfeeding, and you mentioned diapers, but that's not something that the Wic program in this area provides. But we have other services like electric breast pumps, manual pumps, and things that they might be able to use with the challenge that they may have, like going back to work, for example.
Right. And who qualifies to be involved in your Wic program?
That's a really great question, because I think that there's many people that don't realize that they qualify to receive services from our program. Our WIC program is really there for all of the limited income or low income families in our county. Fathers are welcome, grandparents are welcome, foster families and legal guardians are welcome, student families are welcome too. So if you have, for example, Medi-Cal and CalFresh, you're probably able to participate in our program.
And where should we direct individuals who are thinking about whether or not they qualify, or they might know someone? Where do we direct them for more information?
We are working really hard to make sure that the WIC program is accessible to everybody, so we've made it very easy. They can call our main number, 650-573-2168.
And that'll be up on the screen later in the program.
Thank you. And all they need to do is call. We'll ask them a couple of questions to find out if they're eligible for our program, and they'll get their first appointment soon after that.
Terrific. And how do you deal with the language barriers if someone isn't an English speaker as their first language?
So the county has an amazing service to make interpreters available, but in our county we have all of our staff that speak Spanish, and we have other people that are bilingual and speak other languages, so we're able to provide the services in many, many different languages.
So what's the one thing that you want to make sure that our viewers take away from this interview to ensure that we help you get the word out that this WIC program resides in, I think you said 8 or 9 locations in our county?
You know, it's amazing. The WIC program really is able to offer a sense of community and support for our families in need. We know many families are isolated and don't have the support of families, so this is where the WIC program comes in. We want to make sure that everybody knows that any family is welcome in our WIC program, and all you need to do is call and find out if you qualify.
And you know, one of the things I love about the San Mateo County Health System is your referral base. So I imagine if an issue comes up during your conversation or counseling with young families and or any family, like you said, grandparents and children, that you always have the ability to refer to other places within the San Mateo County Health System that might be a great adjunct to some of the services that you're providing.
Yes, the WIC program is one of our key goals is to connect families to other services that they may benefit from. So we work very closely with other county agencies, home visiting programs, pediatricians, obstetricians, schools. We work very closely with all of these other agencies that can be of a lot of help for our families. So we're always trying to connect our families to additional
So while the family
services.
may come in to see you for breastfeeding advice and nutritional advice, they may also end up needing other kinds of behavioral services or other services for the family, which is a great sort of one place to take care of the entire family as a whole.
Absolutely.
Anna, thanks for telling us about who qualifies for WIC, but also today I think that we have a heightened awareness about privacy and immigration. So could you tell us a little bit about how WIC or how the San Mateo County Health System makes sure that we are taking care of everyone's privacy?
Yeah, that's a great question. The WIC program is committed to privacy, and we're a confidential program, so we will never expose or share anyone's participation in the WIC program.
Right. So health status or even citizen status.
The WIC program doesn't collect any type of immigration status, and we also want to make sure people understand that participating in the WIC program will not affect any type of process into naturalization or immigration status.
And I think that's so important, especially today, to ensure that people understand it is the health and safety of mom and babies and families prior to. That's the only thing that you are concerned about.
That's correct.
And that's the only information that you will gather, and that information is completely private to anyone outside of this program.
That's correct.
Well, do you need volunteers? Do you need folks in the community who just are very interested in what you do and want to help?
Yes, we do have a possibility to have volunteers in our program that can help us with special projects. And yes, we currently have 2 volunteers working for us, so we do welcome anybody that really wants to join us in the efforts of the WIC program.
Well, Anna, we just have about 30 seconds left. So again, last words for our community before we have to say we hope we attract lots of folks to bring them to your organization.
Well, I'm hoping that everybody becomes aware of how supportive our program is, and wanting to make sure that moms understand that we want healthy families and healthy babies, and really nutrition and breastfeeding support within the Wic program is a really great way to make their journey into parenthood the best.
Well, thanks, Anna, so much for joining us. WIC is throughout the entire state, and it is such an important program for nurturing healthy lives in California. So we really appreciate you coming and telling us a little bit more about San Mateo County's program. And I venture to say it's probably not a whole lot of people out there that don't know about WIC, but for the few that don't, I appreciate you and all the work that your staff and the county does to help our young families and newborns to our community. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll see all of you next time on Penn Voice.